Generative AI, or AI overall, is changing the landscape of our world today. I equate it with the smartphone era. We're going to look back on this time perhaps 5-10 years from now and say, gosh, do you remember when we didn't have AI? What were we doing without it? The same way we do today with smartphones. Successful adoption and utilization of AI today really comes down to understanding how we're utilizing it, making sure we're clear and transparent on our utilization of it, and making sure we're not putting things into AI that we don't want shared with others. Now, granted, there are AI models that are personal or they're private, meaning they're not open to the public. Those AI models with the right controls in place can be utilized with a little more sensitive information, but the same cautions need to be taken that that information is not getting out to people that it shouldn't be getting out to. When we talk about the security of AI, let's break it into two parts. The first part would be how threat actors are using AI to craft malicious malware or perhaps very specific phishing emails that are getting us to click on it. And then the second part would be how we as security professionals are using AI techniques in the products and services that we deliver to detect both the phishing emails and the malware that's crafted with AI. AI is being used both by the good guys and the bad guys within the security industry. Maybe we'll start talking about using how it's being utilized by the bad guys first. Obviously, generative AI has a lot of information about it, so it can be used for very specific crafted emails for phishing attempts, and also it can be used to write malware. Generative AI has a wonderful engine in the back end that helps us understand how best to write software. That software code could be used for good purposes and unfortunately bad purposes as well. Now that also helps us on the other end, on the security side, to ensure that we're taking our best foot forward and understanding that generative AI can be utilized to stop these types of threats. It can be utilized to look at the emails coming in and say, wait a second, this email doesn't look quite right based upon the characteristics within the email. Let's flag it for the reader so that the reader knows this email doesn't look quite right. In addition, specifically from a SIEM perspective, SIEMs correlate lots of data, lots of information, and generative AI, or maybe I'll say AI in general, can look at these data, look at these events, and help parse out the events that really a human eye should be looking at to say, hey, this event doesn't look quite right. A human needs to take a look at it and understand, is this a nefarious event or is it benign? An enterprise AI policy needs to be created with three main stakeholders in mind: legal, compliance, information technology, and information security. These three main groups can come together to understand how AI can be utilized successfully within an organization, define what experimentation looks like, and ensure that the data going into the AI model is appropriate. And additionally, we also want to make sure that any sort of AI that's being utilized for production of our products and services, we clearly articulate that in any disclosures that are necessary. 5 to 10 years from now, I can see AI being integrated into the full security stack and technology stack for enterprises. Everything from the ground up, from networking devices to authentication mechanisms, to the emails we receive, to the reports we generate. The hope is that universities and colleges and even high schools start utilizing AI to teach our younger generations how to responsibly engage with AI and how to successfully utilize it in creation of products and services that will ultimately be consumed by all of us in the future. Organizations that choose to adopt AI and through successful experimentation are going to have a leg up in the future for those who don't. Successful adoption of AI starts with experimentation. We have to allow our folks to understand how AI is utilized today, the benefits of it, so that they can craft products and services that better suit the needs of our clients and customers. Policy alignment is a must to ensure that our associates understand how best to engage with these AI technologies. They understand the limitations of them, and they understand the responsible use of them as well. The fundamental principles of our policies themselves per se don't change. Our policies will need to adapt and adjust to allow the experimentation, the usage, and the proper disclosure of how we're using AI in our products and services.